Hey, everybody. It's Amanda. It's Mondays with Amanda. I am here because I want to show up today for you guys. I did just barely put my face on, and I'm in some comfy jammies and I'm in my room. I wanted to go for a walk, but it's cold outside and I don't want to get that bundled up. So I'm basically going to walk around my room because I know that there's been so much going on lately that my traditional sitting down and talking about, kind of a process or movement or a parenting skill is not exactly what I'm going to talk about today, but I had to get on here and show you the cool stuff that I've done on my walls because I had to make my room pretty. But look at that. Look at that cute wall over there. Hi, Joanne. I totally decorated my wall that's across from my desk. I have not had a decorated room at all. And so last week I made an effort to take care of myself and to do some nice things visually for myself as I'm working hard here with you guys in my coaching and with my family. And I thought when I'm laying in my bed right there, when I'm laying down on my bed, I wanted to look at something pretty. So I did that cool thing on the wall. In fact, it's just a bunch of stuff that I found around in boxes after moving here. And I just sort of threw it together. And so love it. And then I ended up, so thanks for going on this tour with me in my bedroom. Anyways, I created this too behind my desk. See those shelves? So cute. And there's my desk down there. It's pretty messy. Anyways, I had to jump on here today because I wanted to talk to you about and connect with you. There has been so much going on over the last week, and I wanted to share. If you might have seen my live on Saturday when I was on my walk, and kind of that shift I made with my daughter, and some of the things that happened for me as I was kind of brain dumping the anxieties and the worries and the fears and all those questions, right? Because aside from anything else going on in the world, our families are the places of our greatest refinement. Like we do the greatest work in the walls of our home. And I've used that quote before. The greatest work you will ever do will be within the walls of your own home. And the greatest work you will ever do for yourself will be in your own heart and in your own mind. Okay. So, I just I want to share that because I have learned the truth of that over and over and over and over again. That the most important work that we do is in the walls of our own home. The most important work that we do for ourselves is in our own heart and in our own mind, right? It's our personal way of being. It's recognizing, do I have a heart of peace today, or do I have a heart of war? Right? And honestly, in one day, I could probably vacillate through all of those feelings and much, much more. So that's totally normal. If you feel that way ever, you are completely normal, right? You can wake up feeling all this pressure or wake up totally rested and excited for the day. And then before you know it, something happens or you're thinking something and the day just becomes drudgery or becomes really hard or overwhelming. That's part of the human existence. And I just want you to know that it's okay. Like if you're feeling out of control and crazy right now, we're here to support you. We're here to help you, to love on you, to make sure that you don't feel alone, right? That's what this group's about. It's called Whole Brain Connections. That sounds very, brainiac, but ultimately it's about a human to human connection. Yeah. Hi, Joanne. Thanks for telling me. You might give me permission if you want me to see your name on these comments because I'm using my phone right now so I can walk around my room. I do so much better walking and processing things. But I wanted to share with you a couple of things that came up last week and wonder if this has ever happened to you. We're going to go for about 25 more minutes. I'm just going to talk about how the week has gone and what's going on in our world, what's going on in my own home. And hopefully it will be a blessing, a support for you. So last week, Monday, I got up and I thought, okay, I've got this whole week ahead of me. What do I want to get done? Right? We think about those things. And oftentimes I feel overwhelmed on Monday. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, there's so much to do, so many responsibilities. And, but thankfully I pushed pause and I took a breath and I thought, well, what does my heart want to do this week? Right? What work do I have to do? What responsibilities do I have to do? Because I care for my responsibilities, but how could I up my quality of life? How could I create a week or choose actions for this following week that would nurture me, that would help me show up to be the mom that I really want to be? Right. And we've talked about this before, that you have to fill your own cup first. You can't expect other people to meet your needs. You can work with other people to help you meet those needs, but you ultimately are the ones that you are the one that makes sure that happens. And you're the one that has to create that space for yourself. And so last week I'm thinking about this, and then Tuesday came along and I had some ideas and things like that. And I just had this really strong impression. I last week I talked to you guys about putting together this whole brain movement workshop that I was working with Candy, um, the occupational therapist, and really introducing you to some other moves and some combinations of movements that were really helpful to connecting the brain, calming the nervous system. Very passionate about it, totally passionate about it. But come Tuesday, I just had this feeling like I need to put that on the side for a little bit. Like, the last 3 months have been super crazy, and I've moved and I've done all these things, and I don't know, can you guys relate to any of this? Do you guys feel like it's crazy sometimes? Yeah. And so I got this impression inside, because I work really hard to listen, to hone my skill of listening to that deeper part of me. Um, and it sounds different than that fearful, frightful part of us that feels panicky to fix things, right? It's that deeper part that says, it's time to take a break. Maybe that's not what you should be doing this week, right? Like, I'm starting to learn how to go toward that peaceful, grounded, settled feeling and actions that get me there, rather than trying to do a bunch of stuff so I feel like I feel better, right? And that really has to do a lot with what's going on in our brains, what we think we have to do. And so do any of you guys relate to what I'm saying here? If you do, please tell me. Tell me if what I'm saying makes sense to you, or not. I'm happy to hear either ways, or clarification. So I texted Candy and I says, hey, listen, there's so much going on. I feel like everything's kind of coming to a head, and I need to postpone our workshop, without even knowing that Wednesday was going to bring some crazy chaos in our country. And it wasn't until today that I was looking back and recognizing how God was like, honestly, that deeper part of me was honestly saying, hey, I need you to take it down a notch, get to more of an authentic and reflective place, because I have a work for you to do. I have some places I want you to go and to show up. And I need you to be grounded, and I need you to be listening. And that was a really amazing thing to make that connection today about that. And so hopefully I'm not talking in circles for you guys, because I'm really just processing this with you. And I thought this is my live today, because this is what's going on for me. And I just want to validate that walking around your room and talking out loud is one way to process through what's going on in your life. And I want to invite you to do that if that's helpful for you. So I put that on hold, but I recognized a couple things last week that I was getting really curious about. How could I lead my day, whether I was at work or whether I was with my kids? How could I lead my day with a level of peace and joy? Like, is it possible to do all the things that are important to me, that I feel like are a part of my commitment in life, and enjoy them? Or does everything have to be hard and kind of like grueling and take so much work and commitment and stuff like that? I just thought I was open to to a different way of looking at things. And then the other thing that was going on for me was, last Wednesday, when, they had the big rally, and then there was breaking into the Capitol. And then there's this huge clampdown on a huge segment of our society. And I just felt totally confused. And I pretty much just watched the news all day on Wednesday, which I didn't feel great about. Like, I didn't go, wow, what an awesome day to sit around. But I learned something from that. And I learned that for me to have greater clarity, I need to go even deeper within myself and not just be reactionary, and look for the answers where I can show up to be the best me possible. And, our brains, as we've talked about before, are always protecting us, right? They're scanning the horizon to find the things that are going to, hurt us or get us in trouble or cause a problem, right? Because we don't want any of that. We don't want any of those problems. But I really wanted to figure out how to, what's the word? How to not lose hope, right? Like, how to not lose hope in this day right now. And it's pretty heavy. It's pretty heavy. No matter what your perspective is, it's pretty heavy. And what I've known all my life is that when I could sit down with someone and look them eye to eye, and I saw them as a human being, that even if we had completely different perspectives, that I cared about them. They were a human being to me. I cared about their perspective. I cared about their needs and what it is that was important to them. And we would find a way to, work through anything, honestly. And I know that's a huge part of what's going to bring greater peace here in our own nation, is seeing each other as human beings with needs. We've talked about this with the no fault zone, that, our kids aren't giving us a hard time, they're having a hard time, right? When people are acting out, when people are struggling, they're having a hard time. And we have an opportunity there to see what our part is to play in that, right? Like, how can we show kindness and generosity and goodness to one another? So needless to say, I'm looking back on this last week, and the amazing things I shared with you guys on Saturday after I did my huge brain dump in my morning pages. And then my daughter came in and we talked about things, and how because I was willing to take the time to get the stuff out of my head on paper and not blame anyone and not point fingers, even at myself, that I was able to be present for my daughter. And this can be applied in your home, in your business, in your relationships, in the world, right? If you can get your stuff out of your head onto paper so that you can see a little bit clearer, so that you can be more present for your family and your friends and this world, the better this world is going to be. And that's what I've learned this week, is how to reduce my reactionary actions, and to really think about, what part do I play? Like, who do I want to be in this world? Do I want to be about the fight, or do I want to be about kindness and goodness and nurturing and helping, right? So that's pretty crazy week, right? Okay, let me see what you guys are saying. Hi, Teresa. Live from Florida. Jen says, pushing pause and breathing today with my oldest right now. Yeah. I feel like that most of the time. Mine is definitely having a hard time today, holding him on my lap for live today. Oh, yes. You know, that's, we know this as moms, like we have to live in the moment with our kids because oftentimes they're struggling. And if we've kept ourselves super busy and not present, then it's hard to help them through their own challenges, right? Yeah, it's true. So I'm thinking about the next few weeks, what it is that I am wanting to create and how I want to show up. And I'm looking forward to a new creation that's coming together that I want to share with you guys in February. And I'm also thinking about a little bit of a shift in how I communicate with you guys so that it's not just on Facebook. So we're working through that, talking about that, seeing what's the best way to continue to have this conversation and to support you and your families. And I'm also doing a little bit of a revamping on the Family Thrive Academy and the coaching. So it will be simpler and more straightforward and greater levels of coaching, because what I know about the coaching programs that I've been in is it's great to have videos, it's great to have workbooks, it's all these kind of things, but the real power is talking face to face with a coach, working in a small group and supporting and lifting one another. Like that's where the magic happens, that's where the power happens. And if you talk to anybody that's in our group coaching right now, it's actually easier when you're in a group coaching program to gain insights and not get as stuck. Because oftentimes, if it's just you and a coach or you and your, someone that's there to support you and you're just not feeling it for that day, and it might feel kind of wasteful that you're there on the phone. But when you're in a group, everything that goes on in that group, every conversation that's had, if you apply it to yourself, it helps build you up. It helps you straighten your thinking. It helps you show up at a deeper level. And so I'm such a huge believer in small group coaching. And so I'm doing a little bit of refinement on that. And I'll be rolling that out over the next few weeks. Thanks for that link. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Face-to-face coaching is much more impactful. Yes. So I don't know how many programs I've bought that have all these videos and downloads and things like that. But the reality is you can learn the principle, but if you're not able to actually talk to someone face to face and walk through your specific frame of mind or your specific situation, you can get stuck really quickly, really easily. And I found that in my own coaching programs with other people. And it's just like, I just want to be on the phone. I just want to actually talk to someone. I want to listen to how I'm not that different from other people in the coaching program. Like what other people struggle with, I struggle with. And just hearing that makes you feel like you belong. And part of what I love about this group is that I'm able to reach out to you, share the things I'm learning, help support you in whatever capacity you are looking for support, and to be able to just kind of be authentic. Like this is just something that I feel like is part of my mission, is that I just need to show up and show people that, it's not easy. Being a mom is not easy in this world. It's not easy. Working from home, it has its struggles and its stresses, and especially when we have kiddos that are uniquely wired, right? There's just a complexity to it. But it also drives us to a deeper transformation, and it invites us to love at a level that probably would never be possible if our kids were super simple and they just did whatever we asked. I don't know, that doesn't sound great, but it's the reality. And so I truly believe that we have been called to be the mothers and the parents and the educators of the kids that are in our lives right now, that we have the capacity, that we have the grit and the commitment to slowly but surely take new steps that really help our families thrive. And part of why I'm showing up today is just to let you know I'm here. You're not alone. We're here to support you. And that we're just showing love in the world, right? So I just want you guys all to know that, yes, absolutely. If Jen just posted, if you want to hop into a discovery call with me, if you have any questions about small group coaching, or if you feel like that might be something that would be helpful for your family course, Jen posted that right there below. You can get on my schedule. We can talk about it. And really my ultimate goal is to help point you in the right direction, right? And I honestly believe that whoever's supposed to be coaching with me is. And if you feel like that's your next right step, awesome. Get on a call with me. We can talk about it. Or if you don't know, you can get on a call with me. We can talk about it. I'm committed to you getting the results that you need, not necessarily filling up my coaching program. So with that being said, I'm just sending my love and my support and gratefulness that you guys are a part of this community, that you're taking action, that you are doing the things in your lives that are line upon line, a little bit at a time, helping improve your family and helping your children thrive. And I honor you in that. I'm grateful to have you as friends and rubbing shoulders with you guys and just letting me show up and just talk off the cuff while I walk around my room and just share the things that are in my heart. It would be awesome if I could, converse back and forth, but that's okay too. If you need anything, make sure you reach out. I'd love to hear from you and to be able to support you. So with all that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Sending love and blessings and support.